Hey guys, quick update on the latest news in the Dan Markel, Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson case. Most of you guys know already that Charlie got convicted last Monday of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and solicitation in the death of Dan Markel. And last week, the judge also denied Daniel Rashbaum's motion to have the judge interview jurors. They claimed that there was some alternate juror who contacted Rashbaum right after the trial. And this person claimed that the jurors had created some sort of group chat, which he was left out of. And maybe there was something going wrong. There was no specific allegation. So not surprisingly, the judge denied that motion. It's under seal, so we don't know all the details, but it appears that it turned out to be just a nothing burger. So moving on to Donna. Donna was arrested on Monday this week, roughly 8 p.m. at the airport. Looks like they had enough evidence on her so that they were at the airport trying to flee to Vietnam via Dubai. And Agent Pat Sanford was the one who got the glory of arresting her. Not sure what happened to Harvey, but we suspect that he probably is in Florida instead of hopping on that plane and going to Vietnam, which he could have done, I guess. Also in the news, Wendy allegedly has been consulting an attorney who specializes in Kastigar issues, and that's a U.S. Supreme Court case that has to do with evidence that is used against a criminal defendant, where some of that evidence may have been obtained from some sort of situation where the person had immunity. So I'm certainly no expert. So let me help sell this law firm here that I think she consulted with. So that's just a guess here. So let's give them some free publicity. Sounds like a great law firm. Look at this place, Steele Law Firm, Atlanta. I think it's a husband and wife. So you scroll down here. They have many decades of experience, criminal defense, civil litigation, appellate cases, winning a bunch of awards. So I think this probably would have been the person Wendy would consult with. She went to Brandeis University 1988, which is the same school that Wendy went to for undergrad. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they knew each other through alumni connections or had some mutual friends. Okay, so when you look at this representative cases, it all sounds really, really impressive. There's a case here that specifically talks about Kastigar issues and some sort of case within Georgia that brings up a similar situation. And for some of you law nerds that really want to look it up, I did pull it up and took a quick look at it. Okay, so there are so many, so many cases here. Let's see, appeals. Oh, here it is. Okay, convictions reversed for violation of Garrity and Kastigar. And this has the citation. So there's this guy who, I guess he was maybe a police officer who was accused of a crime against a child, which I guess I can't really say the word because it might do something to shut down this stream or video. So, okay, so here's a summary, and it says, thanks to Attorney Steele, this person was able to win a successful appeal. And as a result, the defendant is still out of custody and free. Okay, so it's a procedural issue because apparently there was some sort of immunity given to the defendant when he was talking about the crime or the alleged crime because he was a police officer. So I'll take that off the screen, but this was the first firm that shows up if you try to Google Kastigar, Atlanta law firm. Okay. All right. So just in case people really want to see that, let me bring that case up. This is the Georgia case. Okay, State versus Ward. Okay, so just maybe I should just scroll through it down to where's that part where they talked about Kastigar. Okay, so statements made by Ward during the internal affairs investigation constitute compelled immunized statements subject to the constitutional protections of the 5th and 14th Amendments. Okay, so talking about statements made by police officers under threat of termination from employment. Okay, so this is the section where they quote Kastigar 1972 case. Okay, so this is all something you can definitely find online if you want to read the whole case. Okay, so interesting. So that's just a rumor that someone said on Surviving the Survivor about Wendy consulting with a specialist. So, all right. So what else is going on? For people that really, really are obsessed with the case, such as I am, I looked up what's going on with good old Charlie's disability insurance case where he's being sued, or he sued Berkshire Life Insurance Company back in 2020, claiming that he hurt his back, and he claimed that he hurt his back in 2016 during a trip to the Philippines when he was sitting weird, crushed or mushed with a bunch of people inside a taxi cab. So he claimed that was why his income declined to the point where he deserved disability insurance payments. So this case has still been pending during this whole time since he got arrested. The attorneys were periodically submitting updates to the court, just basically saying, we're still waiting for the trial date, still waiting for the criminal case to be over. Well, originally, the trial was scheduled for December 4th this year in this case, in this civil case, but the insurance company's main attorney has filed a motion to postpone that due to some personal reasons. So I expect that to be granted. So who knows when the civil trial will take place. And also, I'm still not sure how or would Charlie attend such a civil trial. I guess he has the right to be there, but if he does have to show up to the civil trial, would he be allowed to dress in nice, normal, professional clothes, or does he have to be in his prison jumpsuit with handcuffs on, which would clearly make him look bad in front of a jury for this case? So let's take a look at this real fast. This is, let's see, it has to do with a motion for judicial notice. And I'll just enlarge this and scroll through it slowly for people who really want to look at it. Motion for judicial notices asking the judge to just go ahead and accept certain facts as true so that one party doesn't have to go through the hassle of proving certain facts. So, for example, I guess it's not something I've run into much, but for example, it could be that on such and such date when an accident occurred, the temperature was 70 degrees and it was raining moderately, like in a car accident case, just an example. So this is 9 pages. Not going to read it. Voice is failing. Spoken the whole day to people nonstop today. So court determined the reason the plaintiff's income dropped is highly relevant to plaintiff's claim for disability benefits because plaintiff must show that the reason for the drop in his income was due to his back injury, not some other reason or reasons. Thus, other reasons for the drop in plaintiff's income are relevant. Okay, so they're talking about his criminal charges here, quoting things that Rashbaum talked about with the media attention, cloud of suspicion following Charlie after Dan's murder. Okay, so the insurance company is saying that his loss of work and income resulted from the impact of negative publicity regarding plaintiff's potential involvement in a criminal conspiracy to murder his brother-in-law. Okay. Okay, so they're saying that his involvement in the murder is highly probative of issues in this case. So he has to prove that he experienced a loss of 20% of his prior income because of sickness or injury, and he received appropriate medical care. Okay, so the reason that his income dropped is highly relevant to Charlie's claim for disability benefits because Charlie has to show the reason for the drop in his income was due to his back injury, not some other reason or reasons. Okay, so talking about negative publicity, a recording where Charlie, this is from the Dolce Vita recording, where Charlie even said this was in London, this was on BBC News, Good Morning America, New York Times. This was a big story. 5 dentists testified they stopped working with Charlie because of the publicity and cloud of suspicion surrounding him. One of the dentists gave him a letter saying he reviewed the matter with his attorney and said, think it best if we suspend our working relationship for the time being till this whole thing is resolved. Okay, so there was other dentists that they must have deposed, talking about the effect of the news about Dan Markel's murder and Charlie being a suspect. Okay, so they're talking about how the court has the ability to take judicial notice of facts that are generally known within the trial court's territorial jurisdiction, or that can be accurately and readily determined from sources whose accuracy cannot reasonably be questioned. So that describes it. Okay, so Charlie's attorneys are trying to keep the insurance company from introducing evidence regarding the negative publicity surrounding his alleged involvement in the murder of Dan Markel. But they're arguing that the court can still take judicial notice of this negative publicity for the purpose of determining what statements those documents contain. They're saying it's not for its truth, so it's not inadmissible hearsay. Okay, so talking about hearsay, they also want to introduce filings in the criminal proceedings to establish what those documents contain, not the veracity of their contents. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let me take that off the screen. Trying to think what else is relevant to discuss in this quick wrap-up video. So Donna is still at the, what's it called, like Turner Guilford Night facility. She's still at the jail near Miami, as far as I know, but she has until November 29th, or rather the state has until the 29th to transport her back up to Tallahassee. So isn't it funny that the family seemed to hate Tallahassee with a passion and thought it was a horrible place for Wendy and the grandchildren to be. But now Charlie is there and Donna is headed there. So that's all the news. Voice is going as usual. Hope you guys have a good weekend. If I have time and energy and the voice to do so, I'm going to try to record something more upbeat and comedic for tomorrow, maybe Sunday, depending on how it goes. So hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.